Hey y'all, I'm just going to show you right now how to set up your WebEx link to be able to monitor both your iReady testing and your video call while you're on with your students. So what I first did is I just typed WebEx into my browser, and I'm going to go ahead and sign in and go to WebEx Meetings. Now in WebEx Meetings, it's going to ask for your email address, and this is just your Madison City password because everything is set up through Madison City so that you can have the more advanced version. Now, once you get into WebEx, you are going to be able to see that there's your personal meeting room here. Now, what you do want to make sure is activated for your test is you're going to go over here to this gear shift on the left, and you're going to click it. This is your preferences in WebEx. So because we're working in our personal room and we want to change preferences there, you can click My Personal Room. Now, I have automatically locked my room so people cannot get into it until I admit them. This is your waiting room in WebEx, and you're going to want to use this especially with your testing. If you unclick it, they can automatically join, but if you click it, it will not let them in. Now, I've also notified because I want to be emailed if someone is coming to my personal room. Like if I have a parent who's trying to join our meeting at 10 o'clock at night, obviously I don't want that to happen and I need to email that parent. But I just go down here and I click Save. Now, when I'm ready for my call, I just go in through here and I click Start a Meeting. Now, because I have the WebEx app on my computer, it's going to open up down here and it's going to open up WebEx. So here, right here, I have my camera and I'm right here. So when someone joins my call, and I'm going to join from my phone. So I'm down here and I opened up WebEx on my phone. Obviously, you will not be doing this because you will have students, but I'm going to join a meeting. And your URL for your personal call will always remain the same. It will always be madisonCity.webex.com/meet/ the first part of your email. So mine is EC Stewart. So that is what you can type in every single time to join your meeting room. And it's also written on top. If you guys remember when we were in the WebEx on there, it told the exact code for your WebEx meeting, so you can give that to parents and they can constantly be able to get in there. So when I join, it makes me put in my name and my email to a meeting. And when I start my meeting right here, so I haven't started it yet, but when I start my meeting, it'll open up here. And as you can see, I can click on participants, and I'm going to join from my phone. So when I join from my phone, you can see it looks like this for your students. So they will get a notification. You can join the meeting after your host admits you. And when I click on participants at the bottom, it's that little person right there. When I click on that, it will tell you who is in the meeting. So if that's the person I want to meet with, I'm going to go ahead and click admit to let them in. Now, once I hit admit, they are in the meeting, and I'm going to go ahead and, as you can see, I have a nice bottle of sanitizing wipes joining our meeting. But here's what's beneficial about using WebEx. You can go ahead and click right here, and all I did here is I right-clicked on that. So on a Mac, you take 2 fingers and you click down on the name with your 2 fingers, and that will right-click on a Mac. Obviously on a Windows, it'll be a little bit different. It'll actually be a right-click, but to right-click on a Mac, 2 fingers, and you push down with 2 fingers at one time. And so this will actually show you different options for those participants. You can change their role to presenter if they need to present something. You can also send them to be the host if something happens. Obviously, we don't need that right now. This also gives you the option to mute everyone in your meeting, which is what you're going to want to do during your test. So I would click mute all, and I would be able to mute them. And you would probably just want to tell them, on your camera, if you are having a problem, wave or something so I know you're having an issue. But then after they finish the testing, or if you know they're done, here are the 2 options that are going to be most beneficial. You can, 1, move them to the lobby. So let's say they get on and it's not their time. So you say, okay, thank you so much for getting on, but this is not your time. Come back at 10:45. So at that point, I would move them to the lobby. And it won't send them out from the meeting. They will just get this notification on their end again, and then it'll just tell you that they're waiting in the lobby for you. Now, let's say that your student is completely done, or they're not supposed to be here at all. WebEx has a feature, if you again right-click, 2 fingers, click down, you can actually expel them from the meeting completely. So when I expel them, it will send them out of the meeting. This is a great feature for you to use when you're testing your kids and they're done with their iReady testing. Let's say they've raised their hand, they've said, I'm done. So you can go ahead and expel them from the meeting so you don't have to ask them to leave on their own. It just makes it easier so you know that it's done. So if I click expel on myself, do you want to expel them? Yes. And it will completely send them, and it will give them this notification. The host has removed you from this meeting. So because you don't need them anymore. Okay, so I hope that helps you a little bit to set up your WebEx meetings and to just make it a little bit easier on y'all.